Eating today. Hello, folks. It's Tuesday. I'm Terrietime. I'm not going to be eating today. In fact, I'm not going to be doing nothing but staying home and pouting. There will be no Kevin number 7. And that's all I'm going to say about it. 2 or 3 of my real good friends know the whole story, and that's it. It won't be mentioned again. But there are a few things I want to address, even though I'm not in the mood for eating or talking, really. But I do feel I need to do a Tuesday with Terrietime at least. As you can see, I didn't go to the beauty shop again today. This is my own little messy bun that I put up myself because I'm pouting and I'm depressed. But I'm not going to sit on here and whine about it. But I'm going to clear some things up that need to be cleared up. I have a few clips, but they're useless. They're not even worth responding to. And I want to make one thing perfectly clear because it's come to my attention, or I'm getting questions, I should say, that maybe I'm good with some of the bottom feeders. Absolutely not true. When I'm through with people, I'm through with them. I have not watched that community at all. I don't care about them. The only time I happen to see one is if they slip over in a chat that I'm watching on MobTube, and then I very seldom talk in the chats. I don't acknowledge them. I just see them, and I think, oh, what a bunch of fools the bottom feeders are. But I've known that for 4 years. You people should be catching on to that a little bit now. There's bad in every single one of them. I will name you the one bottom feeder, a content. Now, I'm not counting the subs. I don't count the subs as bottom feeders. But of the content creating bottom feeders that I've known, the only good one is simply Sophie. The rest, you can't pick one over the other. They're all trash. So no, I'm not making nice with any of them. Nothing's changed on my part. Just because I don't listen to them and talk on them and stuff. That's just the way I am. I'm done. I am totally done. And somebody told me that the bee was willing to do something with my intro and take the Pecan Mafia thing off. But I want it just the way it is. That's the way I bought it, and that's the way I want it. And I don't go live that often anyway. So my introduction is exactly like I want it. It's perfect. I don't have any complaints about it. So don't worry about it, B. I'm happy with it. I've been happy with it. Very happy with it. So I'm a little depressed, but I don't bring things up here that I'm depressed about, like pets dying. I've lost several Pekingese since I've had the channel for sure. But since I've been retired, many of them, but I don't mention them because I don't want people saying they're sorry, they're sorry, they're sorry. I know I'm sorry, and the people that I really care about know about it, but I don't want it on here. I don't want to hear everybody's, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't care about that. I'm sorry when people lose pets too. I just don't want to be involved in it. I just don't bring personal shit, sad stuff out. That's just the way I was raised. Maybe they don't raise people that way anymore, or maybe these bottom feeders were extremely needy when they were growing up and they never had jobs and all they ever had to think about was themselves. And there's something else that I noticed. Like I said, I don't watch anybody. I've been hanging. I got puppies going, and I'm going to show them to you, especially Miss Can't Be Wrong. I'm going to show you the whole litter before I go off today because little Giovanni will be leaving next week, and he'll be 8 weeks old. I misspoke last week and said they'll be 8 weeks old the weekend after this. The lady is coming getting Giovanni because she already has one of my puppies that's 5 now. And the other little one is going to Coppell, and I'm delivering it, and her name is Brayley. And he has one of mine too, called Brian. So 2 of the little ones are already going, and I'm not going to talk about the rest of them because I don't know if their owners are watching or want it out there or not. But I have puppies going now, so I have business to take care of. I also want to get something else very straight. You women, the bottom feeders especially, come over here and run your mouths, start some shit up with a man, and then run and want somebody to help you. Not me. I've never been that way. I would feel like a total fool if I'm running my mouth, no matter who it is, man or woman, and then saying, oh, Rolex or Joey, would you go protect me? Somebody's talking bad. They tell me, hell no, you run your mouth, you run your mouth and got in it. You can run your mouth. I've always been that way. I handle my own shit personally, and that doesn't mean calling families, and it's convenient how these bottom feeders have all forgotten how they've done shit like that. All of them. B, do you need a little refresher of when you were messing around with Jen's ex's wife, the cheesecake thing? That's messing around in real life, and you've all done it. I am the only one that can proudly and oldly and snap-headedly say I have never done that. And I have been on YouTube longer than any of you, and in more communities than any of you, and I've never done that. I keep it personal. There's no reason to ever go family. When Pizza was calling Tina's job, that broke my heart. It broke my heart. It's something I would never do. But I wouldn't have in turn called, so I don't do that. I leave families out of it unless they're running their mouths, trying to get involved, and then I'll handle it. But I would never, I could just see myself going over to Freedom's group, and you'll never find out where that is. None of you. Or over one of my snake groups, or my Pekingese groups, or my horse groups, and say, oh, so-and-so, Pull Stick's making fun of me. Will you help? They'd say, fuck no, we ain't helping you. You got in it, you can get out of it. I don't know where these bunch of women were raised, because believe me, all the women are not like these. Now, the crime community, they're a bunch of bottom feeders too. There's a bunch of them in there. And the bottom feeders, I named them that. But they were, in the beginning, I guess, 90 Day, but I never seen any of them cover 90 Day. The only person that covered 90 Day was John Yates. And he's not a bottom feeder, but he fools with them. So he gets what he gets. He can't leave them alone, and they don't know how to act, so it's going to be what it is. The crime community is full of bottom feeders. Full of them. Durkeyverse, not so much. There are mostly men over there, and the women I've met have been nice. And I've met several women over here in the mob, too, and I'm going to name them right now. Jessie Robb, Miss Can't Be Wrong, Dana. Outstanding women. Understand if I do a rant on somebody they like, they don't take it personal. And neither do I. And I can go in a chat, act respectful. They can go anywhere they want and act respectful, and that's the way it should be. You shouldn't be held. If I catch you in that chat agreeing with what somebody says, that's stupid. That's kindergarten shit. And I found 2 women, three actually, out of the bottom feeders. But they weren't content creators. They were just in the chats. My soulmate, my Dot, and my friend, Brenda. And, of course, Jen, who I will always love because I could tell she was being manipulated. They were using her. And you can see how they don't have any content. Now they're even trying to play MobTube for content because Jen isn't on there. I hope she stays off, but I got a feeling she's going to be back. But she knows how I feel about her. And that's the only other person I found worth liking out of that bottom feeder bunch. And make no mistake about it, I've known these females for 4 years, guys. 4 years. They've all done shit. They've all got skeletons. And the stuff they're talking about now is 3 years old or 2 years old. They don't have anything new because none of them have anything new. They don't have a life. They don't do anything new. They don't watch politics. They don't watch fish channels. They don't watch snake channels. Very few of them watch true crime. They go over there and start some kind of hate channel in the true crime community, which I don't even pay any attention to. I watch Trace Evidence and some big people. I don't watch them little gobblers that are trying to cause trouble. So I'm just sitting back and enjoying the show, seeing how much of a fool can these women make of themselves. And then the men, too. The men are guilty, too. They pick one they know nothing about. They don't have enough sense to know that they're all terrible. All of them. Some to a lesser degree. But they've all done shit that I would never do. And they know they have. And that's why they don't like me. Because they never could get anything on me. They could never catch me in a lie. They've never heard me make fun of women's looks. They've never seen me do anything like that ever, because I'm not like them. At all. And don't ever get that mixed up. And don't ever mix me up with Terry Lynn. Ever. I am Terrietime, and I have never killed dogs, let alone bragged about it like she did. That's how the story got out, through her mouth. Nobody else's but hers. And to even tell something like that says all you need to know about somebody. If they would brag about that, whether they did or not, it's too late to worry about it now. To tell a story like that tells me all I need to know. And I've seen there was a lot of confusion that when people were talking about this Terry Lynn, they were bringing me up. I am not her. I've never done 14 hours on a live stream. I don't even do live streams, but I could. So please, 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 don't get that confused. And don't get confused for 1 second that I have forgiven any of them, that I'm talking to any of them, because it is a straight up lie. Let them prove it. Let them prove it. I have 3 people, 3 women that I talk to on the phone. There's a lot more guys I trust than there is women. A lot more. And I would never run to any of them to help me. Come to help me. Somebody's making fun of me. Put my picture up. I don't care if they put my picture up. I don't care what they say. If I got a problem, I'll handle it right here on my channel by myself, like I always have. But there was something else. Oh, yes. There is one person, and when I have a problem with a person, I usually address it one time and that's it. Unless they continually run their mouths about me. But since I've quit listening to any of them, the chances of me hearing that is slim to none. But there is one woman I'm never letting off the hook. Never. And that is Minnie 560 with this wonderful purse that I've got. That you will never, ever get. Never, ever, ever. And it's one of a kind. The little purse, and the little purse has some little jewelry in it. Eat your heart out, Minnie. Deborah Silver. Eat your heart out. Not too good of a mood today. I don't have nothing to do with YouTube. It's got to do with something nobody needs to know, because it's my personal business. Nobody else's but mine. And I'm not hungry. I was going to do a little... I didn't get my hair done today because I wasn't in the mood. Allie's getting a break. And so is Chelsea. But I love these nails with the Trump and the Meg on them, that I'm thinking about never letting her take them off anyway. I love them. I don't know how she could redo them. You know, she likes to do different stuff, and I just love these. I just absolutely love them. I love them. So I am not in any way making up with any of the bottom feeders. The only thing they'll ever get from me is the name bottom feeders. And that's exactly was a perfect name for them. And how I hung around with them. Well, it wasn't just them, because I do have other communities. And I was working when I first found them, so I couldn't be on here that much anyway. I was working 12 hours a day. And I kind of noticed what Pete's talking about with the divide. Of course, he wouldn't know because he's never had a job. But I had a job at that salt mine for 45 years. And when I first got hired there, all the bosses, all the supervisors were salt mine people. They'd been in salt mines their whole lives. That was their career. They knew what they were doing. And then the longer I was there, and the old people retired, and they started... Germany bought Morton Salt. First France did. And then they had the horrible explosion with the Challenger, and it was an oil ring. So France got rid of Morton then because they had a bad name. I don't know what happened to that. I guess everybody forgot about it. And then these Germans bought it. And I thought, wow, we'll get some engineers in here now, because the place was going to hell. Because they didn't have any more old people that knew what was doing. They had just a bunch of young engineers putting in all this. I got to tell you this funny story. They make salt pellets out there, like for your water softener. Some of you people probably have no clue, but I'm sure there's a few men that know. You can buy a bag of the salt pellets, water softener pellets. Well, they have this big press that makes them. Salt goes into the press, makes it into those little pellets, and it would do 6 or 7 tons. I don't know, an hour. I don't know what the tonnage was, but it ran, and it ran all the time, and it ran good, and it never broke down, no problem. So these new engineers, these Dovato eaters, woke folks come in there. They're going to change everything. So they order this new pellet press. And I knew the guy that worked up in the screen room for years. His name was Tony. And he was having a fit about that new press. They couldn't even get it to make enough pellets to do a shift, let alone tons that they used to do. So one day I saw the name on the side of it. I can't think of the name of it, but I looked it up. I Googled it, and guess what it was? It was to make charcoal briskets. It wasn't even made for salt. That's why everything looked greasy that come out of it. I said, I cannot believe they got these people coming in here from college that don't even know how to order a salt press from a charcoal press. And it kept going down from there and down from there. And the more young ones they hired, the dumber they got. There was nobody left in the salt mine that had been there forever, except me. And I never did nothing with the salt manufacturing. I just ran the part I was on, shaker line and the can line. So it kept getting worse and worse. Then they started hiring women. And then the tragedy really started, because these broads came in there, didn't know a thing, never worked a day in their life, and all they want to do is have safety meetings every other day for an hour or two. Hour or two, every day, a safety meeting. Nobody paid a bit of attention to it. Most people slept through it. I didn't even go to them. Ridiculous. And it kept getting worse. It was unbelievable. They ruined every single thing that was out there. That place doesn't produce half what it did when they hired me. Not even half. So then they hired this big shot dude from a gold mine. Right? He's going to straighten everything out down in the mine. He was good looking. That's the only thing he had going for him. And they used to always, they had a couple Jeeps down there, and they blew the salt. They had explosives, and they had this big thing that gravelled the salt up. Well, he was going down there and get that all running, because that had went to hell too. And he didn't even get one single Jeep assembled. He got fired. Most of them, they didn't fire. They're still out there wandering around not doing nothing. They had to hire 2 people to take care of the parts department. When you used to just be able to go out there and get your own part. If you need a part, you walked out there and got it. Now you had to wait for the paperwork. You had to write the part down, go out there, ask some idiot, didn't know what it was, didn't know where it was, try to find it, try to bring it back to you. It was getting unbearable. It was unbearable with woke jokes and Dovato eaters. And the old people just kind of sitting around, well, we'll wait till they get this going. They never have. It's still just as terrible as it was when I left. Worse, probably. But the females were the very worst, because they thought they knew everything and they didn't know nothing. Nothing at all. To have all those safety meetings. And they had these guys come, and imps guys, and they'd fit you up with a harness, a fall harness. Well, I knew that harness wouldn't fit me because of that. So I got up there on purpose, because I knew he couldn't fasten that thing on me, and I knew it never would work on me, and it didn't, and he couldn't, and he was a fool. I said, well, what are you going to do? I can't get up on a hopper car. I'm just going to fall. You don't have no harness. And they've been bragging about all these harnesses they had. Granger was the company. Couldn't find one to fit me. So, ladies, not that any of you will ever get a job, and a good paying job, and a salt mine job, you better not have big knockers, because they ain't going to have no harness to fit you. You're just going to be free falling off stuff. It was just one disaster after another. And I still talk to some of them. I still know things haven't gotten a bit better, worse, if anything. The Amsha guys would come through there, and they were flirting with the women, and the women were flirting with the man, and I did a lot of that myself, but I did it behind the scenes where nobody's seen it. These broads were all over, just like these bottom feeders are, making fools of themselves, crying when somebody hurts their feeling. If they got enough balls to go into a man's community and run those mouths, they better have enough balls to handle themselves like I do. I don't go to nobody for help. Nobody. And now, since this is about as mad as I'm going to get, and I really don't have my mind on this today. I'm going to take, and this is, if any of you see this and can tell, Miss can't be wrong. I'm doing this mainly for her, because she liked the puppies. Well, a lot of people in here like puppies. So after all, that's why I started my channel, was because of my puppies. Oh, and Nancy's going to be here the 26th, and I'm sure we're going to be doing a live, and we're going to be going where the snapheads and the copper burning people are. So it should be great to see. Okay, little kiddos, are you ready to be on camera? Are you ready? Yep. You want to say something for the camera? This one right here is Braylee. And that one over there is Giovanni. Yes, little cutie pies. Say hi to the camera. Say hi. Hi to the camera. Look at you, Braylee. You're going to your daddy's house in a couple weeks. I know, sweetie pies. Sweeties. There you go. This can't be wrong. Giovanni, look up. And I will get... You're being mean to your brother. You're being mean to your brother. Huh? I love all of you so much. I just cleaned your little pen up, and look, you already got your wee pad tore up. But that's what it's all about, isn't it, when we got puppies? That's what it's all about. Puppies are perfect. Puppies are perfect. Yes, they are. There you go, people. That's a little bit of happiness on this horrible day. So anyway, I think I covered everything I was going to say, because I did not want anybody getting the idea that I was in any way whatsoever being good with them bottom figures again. That'll never happen. Never. I have the 2 that I can trust, 3 that I can trust. And I think Jessie, Miss Can't Be Wrong, and Dana are absolutely wonderful. Rolex and Joy Dimes, or what else can I say? And I talked to some other guys, but I would never ask them to do anything for me. Never. In fact, I don't even know if they know where I'm at half the time. I know I don't. Once in a while, I'll run into one of them in a chat. Very seldom. Because we do our own thing. And we don't get in each other's business. That's the way I roll. Had an ex over here Saturday, number 5. And it didn't go well. Nothing's going well with me right now. But I'll get through it like I do everything. And never forget, Trump 2024. So, sorry this wasn't what you're used to, but I just don't have it in me to be in a good mood when I'm not. And I really don't like to whine, so I'm not going to be up here whining about anything. And B, I love my intro just the way it is. It's always been perfect, and I love it the way it is, and I barely use it. I may use it when Nancy comes. I think she's going to be here a couple days with me. Then we're going to go out to Clear Lakes and visit our snapheads and our copper burning people. But I don't know if I get a signal out there, but I'll try. You saw the puppies, and I'm going to take one. Braylee, I'm taking to her dad's house, driving it. The lady is coming to pick up Giovanni next weekend, and I will get a video of Cheryl and her new baby. And she's also bringing her old baby, like so many of my Pekingese people do. So any thoughts of you, people wanting to talk bad about me, talk to some of my people that own my puppies. Talk to some of them how much I think about animals. Because contrary to another rumor, I don't just throw money at it. I groom dogs for seniors. I actively rescue animals all the time. And I'm actually too old for it. I'm grooming dogs for seniors, and I'm older than they are. By 10 years, most of them. But it is what it is. I got good genes. Pull stick. I think one of my soulmates has got the hots for you. If I find out there's any interaction, you are not going to know what a jealous woman is. Because she is talking way too much about you. She's sending me clips that aren't even important at all. And she says, the more I watch him, the more I'm getting to like him. So, it is what it is, Pull Stick. I'm giving you a warning. Just giving you a warning. And you know who I'm talking to, soulmate. I told you I was going to bring this up. So, ciao. Love y'all.